Hey guys, it has been a long time since we talked to you, but we have been thoroughly enjoying the Magnolia. We've had it for a year now and taken it over 10,000 miles, so we've had a good test period, I would say.
Yeah, it's we've been able to take it through several shakedown kind of runs.
Yeah.
Use everything from the solar for weeks on end. Hook it up to power, the refrigerator, the just the water, the shower, getting used to some of the things like the
tankless hot water heater.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a new ball game for us.
Right. And throughout this year, we've come to find that, man, we love this camper. Absolutely love this camper.
We will have this camper for a long time.
Oh yeah, we definitely anticipate having this one for a long time. There's so many things about it that we love. For a couple, it is the perfect size. It is bigger than the Max that we had, but not too big that you can't get into some of these smaller national parks, national forests, state park campgrounds. But there are other things that we wish were a little different.
Little tweaks.
Yeah.
It's not really that there's anything we dislike about the Magnolia. There's just little tweaks that we will probably fix, replace, redo.
A few that we already have.
Yeah.
And so we're going to use this video just to kind of share with you some of the things that we like, some of the things that we had to get used to, and some of the things that we had to change already or that we might change in the future.
And also we're going to walk you through how to work the tankless hot water heater, how to set that up and how it works so that you'll know. These will be little helpful hints also along the way.
If this is your first time joining us and you don't know who we are, by the way, I'm Chris.
And I'm Christy.
And we're Turner Max Adventures. We are a couple who has been camping and RVing since around 2018. We started off in a little Guy Max trailer, and about a year ago we transitioned to the Intech Magnolia. And so you can definitely go back, see a lot of our old videos and our old adventures. We love to visit national parks and things like that. But now we have a new rig and starting new adventures.
Yeah. So the way that we like to travel is Chris still works full time. I'm part time. And so we are not retired yet. But what we do is we plan big vacations in the spring, in the fall, and then do a lot of small local camping in the summer. So that's kind of how we travel.
Yeah. We're on the move a lot during usually about 2 weeks, a little more maybe, that we're on our larger, longer, more miles trips. But we move a lot, and so you'll see that as you look through some of our old videos and as we share new ones with you.
But boy, we've seen a lot.
We certainly have, yeah. So the tankless water heater was something that we were not used to. We were used to what everybody else has, which is the 5 or 6 gallon tank that you heat up with electric or power, electric power, and heats, and you got to wait and everything like that. This one is instant hot water, and so this is from Suburban. It only works on gas, by the way. It does not work if you're plugged in. It does not work on that. But if you hit the power, we've actually been using it already. So it says the outside temperature is 95. It's not really. That's just what it registers from outside in the unit itself. But you can adjust what you want the hot water to be. We've got ours set to 104 degrees. That works for Christy and I. And so that's what it will heat up to. It won't go hotter than that. And so the one interesting thing about using the tankless is whenever you're using the water in the shower or at the sink, whatever, and you want hot water, normally, right, you're adjusting between hot and cold to find the right temperature, right, in your tap. Just because we have it set to 104, that's as hot as it's going to get. You go all the way to hot. In the shower, only the hot faucet handle, and then turn it on. And whenever you turn it on, what you'll see up here, you'll see it registers that there's water flowing. It's showing you that it's heating it up, and it's showing you what the temperature will be. Notice, it takes a few seconds to heat up. and I'm feeling hot water in the faucet right now, and so it's up. It's 102, 104. So yeah, I've got hot water coming through my faucet right now. But notice it takes a few seconds, right? It's like 10, 15 seconds, and that was the part that we weren't used to, because what happens in the between is you'll have a lot of fluctuation, especially if you've been using it. It'll be hot from the last time you used it, and then it'll turn cold for a little bit, and then it'll get back to hot again, which if it's in the summertime and it cools you off, whatever, it's not that big a deal. If you're in the shoulder seasons and it's 35, 38 outside, that's a rude awakening to have it go from hot to really, really cold water. So that took some getting used to.
Okay, so a quick rundown of how to work the shower. Because it is different, and it took me some time to figure this out without freezing myself. So you're going to turn this on all the way. You're going to hold this down, and then when you start feeling the temperature change and get hot, that's when you're going to rinse your body off and then get ready to add your soap. And then what I do, instead of turning it off at the handle, I will turn it off here. Now I hang that up, I lather up. So next, you're still going to have a little bit of hot water in this line. So the first thing I do after I've lathered up and I'm getting ready to rinse is I will use the hot water that's already in the line. It will get extremely hot at the very end, and then it's going to switch over to cold. That's what I've noticed anyway. So when that gets extremely hot, I go ahead and move this down so that the cold water can run out until the hot water builds back up from the hot water tank. And that's how I do it. I know this is a weird video, but it helps to know, we have used it enough to learn the tricks, because in the beginning it was a pain. And we weren't sure we were gonna like it. But once you get started, it doesn't take as long for the hot water to build back up to hot water. Does that make sense even? I don't even know. But anyway, I don't know if this is gonna work.
So a couple more things about the bathroom before we move on. Obviously, we love the bathroom. It has the door, has double seals, keeps it, whenever you're taking a shower, there's no water getting out, and that's great. After you take a shower though, two things. One, with this door, if you seal it up afterwards or just close it afterwards, it keeps all that moisture locked in there. So we like to open the door, keep it open after we take a shower, and let it let it air out. We'll also turn on the fan. I'm not a huge fan of this fan. It's small, it's like a little computer fan. It kind of sucks the screen up into it and makes a lot of noise. I've got a little safety pin through it right now where I can kind of pull it down, and it kind of weights it down just a little bit so that it won't
Should we demonstrate the noise?
I don't know if it'll do it. Yeah, so open it up. But if I didn't have that pin on there, it does that. It sucks the screen up in there. And it's just annoying. It doesn't move a whole lot of air.
As for now, the pin works fine, but we will probably end up changing
end up changing this fan. I would like to get one that has multiple speeds, maybe does a reverse. I love the light. I want to keep the light, but it's just the fan itself. I'm sure there's a better option. One of the things that has been a little annoying, even last night. So last night, one thing I will tell you is having this fan over the bed and the one up front are really nice. We're actually in the end of May right now. And we needed our air conditioner one time when we first got here, but otherwise it's been really pleasant where we are here in Arkansas. And one of the things that we do like about having the fan here and the fan up front is you can get some airflow. Now, one thing to note, both the fans suck from the inside, and they're exhaust fans. They blow out. And so if you have them both running, you have to have another window. It has to have some air coming in somewhere. Or what we like to do is at night, we like to sleep cool and we like a little bit of a breeze on us. We'll have the front fan going and we'll have this vent open but no fan. So basically it's exhausting out of there and it's pulling air right down onto us onto the bed, and it's great. We love it.
Yeah, that was a cool trick.
It really helps. It really helps us to sleep well at night. Well, last night there was a thunderstorm. So the good news is both of these vents have rain sensors, so they closed. We turned them off. It was fine. But then we didn't really have anything vented. Well, about, I guess, an hour after it started storming, this little thing, our carbon monoxide detector, decided to go off. And so one of the things that we found is this carbon monoxide detector is super sensitive. Any kind of, if Christy, you do any kind of an aerosol, deodorant, hairspray, anything from the kitchen back this way, it sets it off. Again, I don't think we had carbon monoxide issue. I really don't. So one of the things that we've done is I've plugged in a little USB fan and I have the fan blowing in front of it, and that seems to help a little bit. We tried it for the first time last night. Went from red to green and it stopped going off. We were able to open the bathroom vent and open a side vent even though it was raining, trying to get areas where if it did get a little wet, it wouldn't be a big deal. So one of the things that I'm considering is I need to get covers for the vents so that we can keep them open during the rain. So that will be another change. So yeah, a lot of fans, the bathroom fan, the 2 fans here, something to allow us to have more ventilation in the event that it rains. So on the propane, what you'll see is this little green light will turn red. It will either be on solid or it will flash, and you'll know it. This thing gets really loud. But what you can do is once that happens, you can hit this little button right here. It says silence test, and that will make it silent, at least for I don't know, maybe like 10 minutes or something like that. And then it'll go off again. And then whenever it's clear again, it'll turn green. And so I guess one more thing that was kind of a pain for us was the cabinet doors. And I think we'll show you some footage, but this is after it's all done. We've replaced all the cabinet doors. The edging here is what was coming off, and they just replaced it with the typical edging. It was this kind of glossy, kind of like the front. It was kind of a glossy gray looking edging, and it just didn't adhere. And so it was every one of them. It was loose along every edge. But we were able to replace them under warranty. They sent us all new cabinet doors, and it was a day-long project, but we got it done, and they seem to be working well. So the one thing that I will show you is the old versus the new. So the old had these edges on it here. They have fixed the problem and replaced it with just a typical white edging that is the same as what they used on the front, or on the back rather. So I think this was just a learning process for them. Yeah, I think maybe it was.
So going forward, it's going to be this.
Yeah, it'll be that, and that's pressed on. That one's not coming off. That's good. So what I've done is I've taken the old one off right here. So the hinges are still attached. This one has hinges on it. It has a magnet on it, so I'm getting the magnet, and it has the support arm. So I took that off, and so I'm putting the new one down, and I'm going to measure so that I can drill the appropriate holes here and here so that I can screw those in and just hopefully plug and play. Got one finished already.
We still haven't taken, they have a protective coating.
Yeah, it has a protective coating on it, so we're not taking those off until the very, very end. But was able to just put that in, attach the support arm, put this on, and then the hinges themselves. So I just used the existing holes up in the cabinet top, but then you have to adjust this. This little screw will adjust the height front and back. This one will adjust the depth in and out slightly, so you can kind of play with those a little bit and figure out how you need it to be.
To get it more flush.
To get it more flush.